Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers Titans Return review for you today. This is Legends Class Ravage. Now you may recognize this mold already because we did already get it as Stripes, which was kind of a tiger painted Autobot. But I believe this mold was always meant to be Ravage. What they've kind of done with Titans Return, they've kind of created this thing where they do what they're calling pre-tools or pre-paints instead of retools and repaints, where they have a mold in mind and they know it's going to be a very iconic character that you're going to want to buy. So they figure out a way to repaint it into another character and release that first. So while you're hungry for a new toy, you'll buy that. And then when it comes out later as the iconic character, you'll just buy that because, oh, that's a character I know and love. So whereas, like, for example, we saw it with Sentinel Prime and Astro Train. Whereas if you put Astro Train out first, some people might get that and go, oh yeah, I love Astro Train, that's great. And then when Sentinel Prime comes around, the mold was okay, whatever, and then you pass on that. But by doing it in the reverse order, they trick you into buying two. So it's very smart on Hasbro's point. They're very devious, but they are tricking me into buying all of these toys. Anyway, I love Titans Return line. I'm having a great time with it. I love Headmasters. I always have. As you can see here on the side, he does work with Soundwave, who is himself a repaint of Blaster, but that mold was always meant to be Blaster. But it looks good as both. In any case, you got some nice artwork here on the top. Taking a look on the back, of course, Ravage is a Jaguar. He has a Spy Tablet mode, and he also has this Jet mode. If you can see, it's probably going to be a little hard to see, but if you can focus in on the top there, his little one-sentence bio says, "Cunning Saboteur avoids detection with an electromagnetic shield." So there you go. One little sentence tidbit for Ravage there. But I think it looks pretty good. Gonna go ahead, get him out of the packaging, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here's Ravage. He comes packaged in his Jet mode, so I figured we'd start there. But real quick, here is the card that he comes with. Nice artwork there. Pretty sturdy card. I like how these are kind of made out of a more solid cardboard. Taking a look at his tech specs on the back. Surprisingly, they gave him a lot of brain power. I kind of would have expected maybe speed, but he's got firepower, brain power, and then his kind of strength and speed are equal. So, pretty cool. I like these cards. They're fun to collect. But putting that off to the side, here is Ravage in his Jet mode. Now, he comes packaged like this. If you want, you, of course, can flip the wings out all the way. That is your prerogative. Although I do have to say, I do kind of like it like this. Kind of neat. You can see here on the wings the crazy screen that's going to be his Spy Tablet mode. But it's a decent little Jet mode. There's really not a whole lot to it to make it a jet. You have the fuselage, you have the wings. Otherwise, it's mostly a tablet with wings. But yeah, it's decent. Nice paint apps here. Like the stickers. Transforming it into the tablet mode is pretty simple. You're going to just fold the fuselage and everything around like that. This will eventually swing around to form the front, but first you kind of have to move the legs around and just kind of sit them in there as you straighten this out. And that could be a little bit of a trick as you fold this around and slide them in. Why is this not cooperating? I'm probably doing it wrong. I do that sometimes. I know this tucks in here. I've done it before. There it goes. Why are you being so difficult? But anyway, you have to kind of get the feet to tuck in there so that it goes in, but then at the same time lies flat. Oh, really? He just wants to make me look bad while I'm filming. That's what he's doing. There we go. Once you get those in there and they are tucked in, then you can, of course, swing this around And that will form the Spy Tablet mode. I like the stickers. I think that's kind of cool. I'm going to attempt to get a little closer. Get the light to reflect. So it's definitely all the Decepticon Spy Tablets kind of have like almost like a command center feel where they kind of have a lot of little screens going on. You know, you got like map here, you have some statistics going on here, maybe a tracker or something like that with a radar. So it's kind of neat, and I definitely love the colors. Definitely reminds me of the 80s with like, you know, the purple and the blue and the grid in the background. Just the color scheme, very neat. So that is pretty much it for the Spy Tablet mode. I'm going to go ahead and check out the transformation into Jaguar mode. Alright, so you're going to start by opening this back up, swinging the wings out just to get them out of the way. Then you can go ahead and pull these legs out, and that's going to rotate around. It's a little tight, but at the same time what you can do is fold these sections up, and you can see that these legs are going to fall down like that. And that kind of frees up some space for the legs here. And then this part here, there's a little hinge where that's just going to bend up like that, and then you can flip out the Jaguar head. And then it's just really just a matter of positioning the legs into a pose that you like, making it so you can stand. Then you're going to want to take this piece here and fold this out. This was the kind of landing gear in the jet. Fold that out for a tail. Now at this point you have an option with the wings. You can have them straight up like that. If you want to just have them go a little bit like this just to get a cool angle. If you want to go all the way down, you can. I kind of like to keep them almost like a 45 degree like that. Just because I think that looks kind of cool. But I definitely think this mold works better as Ravage than it did as Stripes. And again, that could just be nostalgia because, again, Ravage is a more nostalgic, kind of iconic character in Transformers lore. But he looks neat. I think the black works for him, makes him look a little bit sleeker than he is, because if you look at him, he's kind of boxy. But the black kind of gives it a sleekness that I appreciate. I like him. The Ravage head is very well done. The yellow for the painted eye looks beautiful. So yeah, I think he's pretty fun. I like him. Yeah. You gotta love Ravage. I kind of would have liked if maybe there was a little bit of detail here. I feel like, I was going to say they could have maybe painted something to look like he kind of had big things on the side of his legs that looked like missiles or something like that. And maybe they could have done something like that, but it probably just would have looked a little wonky. Overall, I think he looks great. So overall, Ravage, I think, is a pretty fun little toy. They're relatively inexpensive for the Legends class, usually around $10, depending on where you pick it up. I think Target has them up to like $10.29 or some random number at this point. But I think it's fun. If you held off on Stripes, then I absolutely recommend picking this guy up, because I definitely think this mold works a little better as Ravage than it did as Stripes. If you already have Stripes, I still recommend him, because again, I do think he is the better representation of the mold, and I don't think it's a problem to have two of them. You could even have them fight each other. I also wonder why they didn't call Stripes or make Stripes into Steeljaw. I was kind of thinking about that the other day, because, you know, they have the name Steeljaw because they're using it over in Robots in Disguise. Maybe they don't want to confuse kids by having two characters named Steeljaw. I don't know. That's a discussion for another time. But in any case, I think Stripes could have got a better repaint as Steeljaw, and maybe he'd be better, or maybe he'd rival Ravage a little bit closer. But in this case, I think Ravage wins. And if you're going to pick up one version of this mold, I highly recommend Ravage. But again, if you already have Stripes, I still recommend Ravage because he's the better of the two. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Legends Class Ravage from Transformers Titans Return, and thank you so much for watching.